Hi everyone, welcome at No Bullshit Around Tech, and today we're gonna talk with Roman, CEO of Antix. We're gonna talk about all things AI, especially when it comes to generating virtual worlds or avatars, like hyper-realistic avatars. And it's going to be really interesting because I challenge him a little bit on the go-to-market side, distribution, and all these kind of things, like how he actually tries to be prevalent and really like push through the market, through the noise, and like in terms of the pricing and like all these other things that are actually relevant to push the technology company forward, right? So it's a really interesting episode, especially on the business side. And if you're curious about like how to build a disruptive company from scratch, that's your episode. Thanks for watching.
Wavect, the web-free software company that understands what you want.
You're the CEO of Antix, right? And you guys have built, let's say, an AI generator, from my understanding, that allows you to generate virtual worlds and hyper realistic avatars. The first thing that came to my mind when hearing that is, I guess that's incredibly expensive to operate, right? Because AI needs a lot of heavy lifting infrastructure. Like, how do you plan to monetize that, or what's your business model?
We are focused on the future, and we have an execution plan for next 5 and 10 years, to be honest. And digital humans only one of the piece of our big strategy, but the really important piece. We already finalized our technology, which was based in game engine, call it Epic Games and Unreal Engine, where we are building our main calculation of all of this stuff, basically. But on the overlap, we have AI real-time calculation for, let's say, hyper-realistic style, which is helpful for us to optimize our servers, power, and other stuff to be cost-effective with the content creation and with the content production. This is like a trick and way what we already find out in our pipeline. Right now, our model based and focused on specifically creative economy markets, where we are launching our platform for the influencers, for the businesses who have some costs for content creation for the social media or for the communication with outreach for the clients or with the customer support system. And this is our main focus, where we are creating at these moments, where we are creating some digital copy of employees or the founder of the projects, or we are creating imagined character, let's say mascots for the brands. And this is like totally incredible, to be honest, because we already used this technology for ourselves. And this is like saving so many time and money for us as well, because you just have a team who are made the text for your narrative, and then our AI just creating the still images, the videos, included the lip sync, your voice, and copy of your voice to produce this content for the social media, or to use this technology in real time. Our model works like a SaaS model, subscription model, where we are using our token-like utilities and soul-bound token, because we are totally believe Web3 helping us to secure fakes based on like verification, ID of the characters, like to highlight you are speaking or you can see like not a fake character. This is like verification person. Uh, all of this stuff totally secure. This is why I'm totally believe on the blockchain, because blockchain the best for helping with this stuff at this moment. But in general, our expertise was based in Web2 area, where we are created this technology, and we have a huge expertise with the gaming developments, because we assembled a big team who already did the big titles for the global brands, included Assassin's Creed, Atomic Heart, Rainbow Six, and others big titles. And this is like really big help for us to assemble the expertise in real-time gaming plus AI for content creation at this moment. This is insane, to be honest. The blockchain for us, this is a part of security, and the community is more innovative in this area. This is why we have a big interest to work with this type of community to build a bridge, let's say, between Web 2 and Web 3, because technology sh- should help not only for the Web 3 influencers but also for the Web 2 influencers to produce the content for them. Yeah, and do you know, I have like a short phrase, what technology is. We are creating Hollywood in your pockets with user-friendly interface where you should create any type of content with your digital copy or with imagine character, included a background, animation for the body, for the hands movements, etc.
That sounds really interesting. Like you mentioned soul-bound tokens and security, blockchain, all these kind of things. Um, is that to basically just, is it for some kind of a licensing model? Like that's my content. Hey, dear brands, you can license that piece of content for your own purposes, or is it more kind of, hey, I generated, like I own this content, and like what's the main driver, like when you mention or say security, that actually where blockchain actually provides some value here?
Yeah. So we already have 2 points, really important points. The first one is security for the fake news, uh, because we are care about the privacy, like policy, etc. That's really important part. And second part is to help creators create a content and to make rants for this content or for the characters. If you're like pumping up your, like, let's say influencer, which is digital, and you will have a big followers, definitely it will be great if you will have an opportunities to rents this character for other businesses, like to make an advertisement and other stuff with control. But in general, you will take some cash flow for yourself. Because what are the interesting part? Um, our digital humans should speak for any languages, which is included 30. And if you should, if you need to create like on the meantime a different content included lips in, let's say, Chinese language, Italian, English, it definitely should work, which is also opening a big opportunities for the markets.
I mean, content accessibility is huge, right? Especially for influencers. I'm just thinking of Mr. Beast, for example, who has, as the biggest YouTuber, of course, has multi-language channels, right? And
Yeah.
that's definitely something I can imagine, especially for smaller influencers, to be highly interesting, right? Because a lot of influencers say, hey, well, I'm gonna do regional content, like in my own language, in German, in France, in Spanish, or whatever, and to give them a low tier, cheaper approach to
Hmm.
actually translate or make the content accessible could be really interesting. Is that something that you actually want to go out with in terms of go to marketing, like go to market? Like, how do you try to penetrate the market? Because you mentioned enterprise before, or these big brands. So it sounds like you focus on these right now, or want to give me some context here?
So our previous strategy was being based on enterprise, your total rights, where we are made cash flow for our main company, but we are reinvested all of this like income and our own like investment for developing the platform. And this is not our main focus. This was been like let's say uh, tier zero prioritized a couple of years ago. And right now, our prioritized is B2C markets. This is why we have started to build a community and to allocate our expertise and the technological solutions for the market, specifically for customers, which will be really helpful because um, small influencers have no access for big technological solutions and have no like a big budget for that, right? and we are helping them to decrease the cost for the production, but on the meantime, to have a high quality content with possibility to implement this content for any type of markets, include different languages, to make an analytic which language is much useful for them, because maybe those narrative it's much interesting. This is why they should like select which type of focus for the language they should use in the future, or they definitely should make a subscription with access to different languages on the same time. Like if you will connect from Austria, you will have like one language. If I'm connect with France, I would have a different language, but with the same contents. But the digital human behind of the screen will have not only like a description, subtitles, but also a voice in France. It looks so perfect at this moment, and included a lip sync, which will be totally compared with fluent contents.
Okay, so you basically target aspiring creators, like.
Yeah,
Okay.
I told you why. We already find out more than 64 different markets for us where we should to penetrate our technology. But for the good grow for the company, we should definitely have a laser focus for execution. This is much like understandable for the investors, for community, to start from the one point and then spread out our stuff for different markets, like but separately.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. Like focus on one ideal customer profile, on one ICP,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like B2C is really difficult, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. Like, how do you, like, you have a community of 100K, that's awesome, that's incredible. But how do you, on one hand, try to acquire more users, and how do you try to retain them? Like, that they will still use your platform like 6 months from now.
Mhm. So right now we're on the stage where our platform only will be launched beginning of next year for the wish lists. This is not ready yet for the customers. We have a wish list and enterprise solutions for the companies, for the government sectors, etc., where we have a stable clients. Because our company, this is like an umbrella, and digital humans one of the piece of this umbrella, and we are integrated this technology not only like a platform but also like a enterprise solutions for the businesses. Last couple of years, and this is where we're building like a main our cash flow at this moment. For the customers, right now we are doing a cost dev based on our wish lists and included like one of the biggest influencers on the market to analyze which type of features we should launch first, second, etc. So this is why this incredibly important at this moment to finalize our customer developments and to realize our product for the market, not now, but beginning of next year. So, and the main version of the platform will be ready beginning of summer 2025. Like we already have 6 months for finalization and stabilize our strategy and customer developments as well for the products.
Okay, so that sounds like you are actually doing product-led growth. Is that right? Like you try to attract more users by good word of mouth, by just having a great product. Is that the strategy?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, because the products say a lot about the company and about the stuff what you are doing, how serious you are, etc. And we are care about our reputation. This is why we're assembled a really strong team. For example, our business developer is one of the head business developer for the Google in this region. She was been in Google 13 years. My co-founder, she is CEO in Disney, Walt Disney. She runs Disney in this region 13 years as well. So, and we are assembled like really strong team because we are focused on the execution plan with our products, and we are care about our customers, we are care about our products, and this is why we're like doing so specific things for the markets, and we are so uh, accurate, let's say, with all of these movements to be fit with the requests from the markets and our visionary vision for this technology and stuff. Because how I told you, our roadmap included a big stuff for next 5-10 years, which is digital humans will be one of the part of it. Because our main entity also developing at this moment AAA game, like really AAA game with a big team, with a good stuff. We already bought a fantastic book, IP rights for creating this AAA game, and in the future, like to be clear, we would like to let's say integrate our technology with interactive content, included like animation, included games, etc. Because this is also a big part of next version of the digital world, let's say. Because I not believe on the metaverse, to be honest, like what we had last couple of years, because metaverse was being speculated with like low quality content, and this is not quite interesting, to be honest. This is why we're trying to build something much interesting with entertainments and with value for the people, for the business, etc. But with hyper realistic digital style, like not with cartoonish, some freaky, but with realistic to blur a transaction between a real worlds and digital worlds. It will be really important part. Also, for integration with the hardware, let's say with VR, XR, etc. Because Antix already has a partnership also for creating holographic screens, which is like, let's say, flat screen. But if you are looking at this screen, you already see like a screen with 45 degrees angle, and you should manipulate with the screen on the air, like without physical touching. This is look insane. And Antix, one of the contractor to create a software for this holographic screen. This direction have factory pipeline in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, already developing this stuff for spaceship for Emirates and for the army of Emirates as well. And this is also a big track, to be honest. Like we're moving really strategically and assembling Web 2, Web 3 together. Because in the future, it will be like the same markets. This is my opinion, because blockchain have really strong technology, and definitely we should use it for like regular stuff in our life, not only for Web 3 community.
Very interesting. You mentioned now a couple of different, let's say, markets too, right? From GameFi, enterprise to the creator market. Um, like, where do you see, like, of course, all of them are huge in terms of market size, right? We all know that. There are a lot of companies out there that are aware of that too, unfortunately, right? Um, but where do you see personally the biggest edge of your solution? Where do you think you guys will really be exceptional and much better than all these other approaches out there?
So the first target point is creative economy, right? To spread out our technology for the social media activities and to help uh, people creating highly quality content with low costs, let's say. And then definitely we would like to move forward with our next step with the digital humans, because it should be in the future your like exist copy. We included the health, included your brain mindsets, included a map about your interests, etc. It looks sometimes scary, but this is the future, like where we are at this moment. And in the future, you definitely should use these digital humans for a lot of stuff. To buy accessories, to buy outfits, to to your doctor, to analyze what is going on with your body or with your mental health, etc. To integrate these digital humans for government sector, to communicate with the population of your country, etc. This is like a totally uh, spin around the world what we already have in physical worlds, because digital can help secure yourself, save your time and money. That's it. So this is the future what we are like building at this moment, right? For example, Tesla launched those robots this year, and they are predicted like 2030 should be a time where, let's say, anyone will have these robots, which is, looks really realistic at this point. Because to be honest, I am thinking to buy robots for our offices at this time, because this is not only like a interesting toy, but also interesting for, let's say, keep in touch with technology, to understand how it works, and to penetrate as soon as possible this future to the real life at this moment. The same for the avatars, but I don't like use avatars like a spelling, because avatar uh, let's say, describes these markets. Also cartoonish, not so interesting, just for the fun. This is why we're seeing more digital humans, because this is more fundamental for our like ideas. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I definitely can imagine a lot of interesting enterprise use cases, right? Like, could you put me through a little bit of the decision because you initially for a long time focused on enterprise, but now you focus on the creator market, right? Like, what was the tipping point where your team or you said, "Hey, let's go for this market instead because X, Y, Z." What was that?
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually good points, because when I get the first idea for digital humans, it was being 2013, like more than 10 years ago. And we was been not ready to execute this technology. But I'm just thinking how to execute, what is the plan for execution, how to be ready for the technology, etc. And now this is a really great time for execution with this technology. And we already spent more than a year to find the first point for penetration. The first touch was being in 2020, but market was been not ready yet, like completely not ready yet. We was tried like to penetrate to the businesses. Nobody understand what we are doing, what is going on behind of these digital humans, etc. We was being one of the trendsetter of this hypothesis in the markets, and did a lot of competitors for ourselves. But all of them is die, because nobody has like a big vision for execution. We are like used this time for find out the first point for entrance to the markets, and this is a definitely creative economy, creative economy, because last year we did one of the biggest events in MENA region together with ArtsDAO, and we had more than 10K offline people in Dubai, and we used our digital human with AJ on the big screen to announce what is going on this event, to make it like, let's say, podcast introduction. It was been really amazing. This is like a big colossum on the gigantic screen behind of the crowds, etc. And AJ, he is one of the person. he was being one of the marketer of Tesla Motors. He's an American, and we did a lot of podcast with him and with Mario. This is one of the biggest influencer in crypto at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a several time podcasts and did a lot of requests from the influencers who would like to use this technology for themselves. And this is why we realized, like, okay, we are on the good shape, we are on the good points, and this is really good entrance for us to start growing up specifically with creative economy, because we did like a directional feedback from influencers, and we got a positive feedback and requests to recreate those self based on our technology. This is why we started to focus on it, and we was been successful, to be honest, with this direction. So, but this is the first point only for the entrance, which we are using for spreading out and growing up with our technology, roadmap, etc. But really good points.
Okay, very interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Um, in terms of, I know I asked a similar question before already, as I actually my first question. In terms of unit economics, and I'm fully aware that
Mhm.
this is way too early for something like that, right? You usually subsidize your product in some way. Your pricing is like competitive and these kind of things. But have you, like, from state today, like ignoring that you might be able to completely optimize your infrastructure and all these kind of things, have you an idea like what point, like what kind of revenue or amount of active users or something like that you need to reach in order to have something like a break even, maybe, like even if it's in 10 years, like have there been some assumptions that you have made, or is it just simply too early for that?
Um, so, in general, my opinion is next 5-10 years, a half of humanity will use digital humans for them. Sometime they should create themselves for some regular stuff in the life, or for the business, or for the health, or for communication with the people. This is what we already saw last time from the Apple, because Apple created an avatars for those AR glasses. Uh, it still looks weird, but this is a first, let's say, step to prioritize how digital communication should be, what it should be in the future. And the future, like, behind the door, and the future just knocking for the door at this moment, which is also an interesting point. And our economy right now, based on SaaS model, we already calculated like how many uh, people we should have in our platform to have a positive revenue stream. And our vision is 2025, we will definitely on the positive income for the company, because right now we are spending only our investment money for that. And the calculation for the servers is really positive. Like, we have a lot of flexibility to allocate some powers of the calculation to generate and to test some stuff with our futures with the platform. Because without customer development, we definitely only should imagine what will be really important for the audience. But audience definitely should give a feedback. What exists we should integrate for the platform to be more successful. This is why we are calculated our economy with the way where we have spreads for the tests to be more, let's say, effective for our customers. But on the meantime, this is like totally comparable with our competitors in the markets with the price, because this is not so big. We have a different, let's say, subscription model from $10 until $200 for big teams for enterprise. So, and unique selling point is, but this is specifically for the businesses, uh, 3,000 for integration with outreach systems, which is included like Zoom calls, CRM system, communication in the text, in the video, generation content, so many stuff in this area. Yeah, and we already finalized our white paper.
Something else that I'm always super curious about is like, as an entrepreneur, you are bombarded with a lot of distractions all the time, right? Um,
Yeah.
and usually, at a certain point of size, company size, priorities change a lot, right? Because you get people, you can delegate stuff, but you always have this filter, like as Elon Musk said as well, for all the shittiest problems in the company, right? And like, I wonder, like, what are some of the big things you right now have to take care of? Like, where you see the bottleneck in your company right now? What are you personally working on?
Do you know our expertise? I think is unique, and we are assembled unique team. For example, because my co-founder, she uh, was been in Harvard School, business school, in US, got a huge experience with business area, and specifically for myself, I'm do business like from younger age, like a lot of years, and I know how to execute, and I know where you should find out the bottleneck for your company. My opinion is the first, the main founders definitely should focus for visionary part, strategy, this is like a first priority. Second priority to build a columns for execution. Let's say you just need to have helicopter view for your strategic vision and to understand how you should definitely moving forward to execute your strategy, and then to build the column based on yourself. For example, if you need a good marketing, then you should allocate your time to build a system where system not to be not without your involvement, let's say, to automate this system and to delegate this direction to professional people who is much professional than you. You will control it like some time, and your control will less and less per week. And on after one, let's say, month, you are like allocated all of this stuff for professional team. Then you are focused for another streamline and the column to organize this process, also based on highly professional people who will be on the top. And this is like how it works actually, and how we are avoiding our bottleneck. And also, we have a dashboard in the company to control what is going on in general in different directions. Where we have a problem, we have reports from our, let's say, development team, from our marketing team, PR team, AI team, game team, etc. Where we have a call, one call per week with C-level management, and also a dashboard to control where we are at this moment and where we should allocate our time to secure our strategic execution plan. So, and this is so helpful, to be honest, so helpful, because without delegation, you will have no time for a really important part for the company. This is why building the streamlines with yourself and to delegate the streamlines for your professional team members is really important points. But you can't to like handle all of this direction on the same time. Definitely, you should prioritize what you should build first, second, third. Then you should be successful. Definitely.
Absolutely, fully agree with you. How do you deal with fires? Like when something really unexpected or bad happens that you can streamline. It just happens. Like
Yeah.
like you
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, first of all, I'm trying to have plan A, plan B, and plan C. And on the back of my mind, I am thinking if something will be moving really bad, what we should do to secure our plan immediately. This is why this is like a chess where you're playing the chess. Like, okay, you're ready for some, let's say, shit stuff, and you know how to like fire someone and how to like switch themselves to another person to control. And to avoid like these shits, we are keep in touch with the team per week to understand what is the direction, who is lie potentially. This is not our case, but you're just thinking about that. Maybe someone just trying to change numbers or something in your company, and we know how to look at it because we have an audit inside in the company, and we are predicted what potentially should be with the bad direction. But sometimes it just happen. Like this is life, right? Then we have the capacity to allocate another team members and ourselves to execute this problem and to fix this problem like immediately. But without plan B and C, you can't do that. This is why it's definitely need to have in your also in your pockets. Not only Hollywood in your pocket, but also strategy in your pockets. That's it.
Love it, love it. Thank you for sharing that. Well, then last question for you, Roman. Are there some like three key takeaways you want people to remember from this session? Three things.
The first thing is Antix building a future, and definitely our community helping so much to build this future and sharing with us this visionary stuff for the world at this moment. Second part is digital humans in the next 5 and 10 years definitely will integrate it to half humanity population on the world, and it will be regular stuff for everyone. And third, which is really important, we can't stop the progress for the world. This is why we should be a part of this progress on the blades, like on the top of the blades. And this is what is narrative behind all the antics at this moment.
Okay, cool stuff. Well, then last thing for me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for taking the time. And yeah, it's really a pleasure having that nice little chat with you, mate.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Hope you liked the episode. I certainly did. I learned a lot of things myself. And yeah, it's always really interesting, especially on the go-to-market and pricing side, at least for me, to understand like how do these visionary entrepreneurs think, like how do they actually try to penetrate the market and then retain their users. And also like what customers or users are they focusing on and like why. And yeah, if you liked the episode as well, please leave a comment or like below. It really helps us more than you can imagine. And yeah, if you should host someone else as well, like any big visionary guest that you would like, let us know. Happy to host them. Thanks for watching.
Wavect, the web-free software company that understands what you want.